questions for Cody Chittum.
Saw quite the big performance in Humboldt. Anything you took away from that you're looking to use in the upcoming collegiate duels?
I think just that pace, just like Dresser was talking about, the patience. I mean, me and I have been working on that this whole year, and I know that I've been doing some things out of the practice room that's been helping my cardio, and I just think if I can keep doing that, just stacking up the days.
How difficult is it to be a patient wrestler?
Very difficult, because I just want to let it fly. I just want to blow, the whole time, but it's not the style, I can't force everything and get points for it, like in freestyle, we're Greco, and so I gotta find a way to get my system going down for my capabilities in my body to put my will in that guy.
Can being more patient actually help your attack? Because not that you ever take a deep breath, but you can assess and you can figure out, man, when I spring this thing, it's not just going to be like boom, 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 boom. It's like a big boom.
Yeah, I mean, one of those moves I hit in the ending, it looks like a really flashy move, but I've hit it in practice a lot, and you got to know when to hit those moves and when not to. And last year, that kid didn't know when to hit those moves or not. I could hit every move every second, but I think it was just almost growing up and understand it's still just a sport, it's still there's a process and everything. So when I'm out there, I'm trying to think of stuff, but you gotta think quick. So I'm learning now, more matches come in, more I learn.
What'd you feel in that moment that made you have confidence that, like, okay, this is gonna work for me right now?
Just implement that stuff in the wrestling room, just having those guys in there, like, give me that hard feel, and then finding those opportunities and going for it, because in practice, that's what you can test everything out. I mean, I was doing testing out in competition, which is not good, but that's just who I am. I want to let it all out, but I also know that whatever goes in the room is going to be a great representation of what I'm going to be outside the room. And so that's what I think.
Dresser kind of calls the wrestling room the laboratory. You think that's kind of
Oh,
the same
yeah.
thing?
Yeah. I mean, I live here in the laboratory all day. I do it on my phone all day. I watch YouTube, my wrestling, write notes. It's just, I don't know, it just helps me refresh and gets my IQ up. So when I'm in those hard positions, I know where I'm looking at.
What are you watching on YouTube that...
I watch everything. I watch crazy videos. I watch motivational stuff. I watch a lot of Pico now. Just a lot of wrestling. I like watching a lot of those Japanese wrestlers and a lot of just hard hand fighters like Metcalf and all those guys.
Formats that are like back to back to back, like the collegiate duels. It's assuming it's going to be a strenuous kind of day. What do you kind of go in, or what mindset do you have going into duels like that?
I think it was an NCAA tournament. That's day one of the NCAA tournament, and I got to prepare myself for those situations. I didn't do well at the Open 2 weeks ago with preparing myself for my body, and now that was just all a test. Everything's just a test till NCAA tournament. Everyone judges you till March. So I'm just making my days and days stack up and learn from them instead of just weeping about it.
How's it felt to get the call back into the starting lineup?
Oh, amazing. I'm happy to be back. Not as like a selfish thing, just as a team. Just I like being with the guys and having those guys with me, and we work hard all day, every day in this room, and I hate that I can't put myself out there and show the guys that how much work we all put in, and we all can do it,
It seemed like you were really hard on yourself late season. You talked about it on media day, just not really finishing the way you wanted to last year. How have you matured in the sense that you don't, as you said, weep when things don't go your way? You learn from it, because that's a tough lesson to learn, but one everybody has to learn, right?
Yeah, I mean, I had to do some deep diving and understand what my goals were, and I've always been the guy where I'm the hardest worker in the room, but are you putting the hard work in? It's just, you have to flip those words and see how you look at them. And so I fixed a lot of my things outside the room. I started doing way more cardio. I work a lot of people, and I just try to do as much as I can with my body that I have right now and have fun with it, because I know anytime it can be taken away.
Gotcha.
What's the energy like in the room between you guys, especially as coaches navigate all the lineups and things are just kind of up in the air? What's the energy from your perspective?
It's pretty exciting. Everyone's in the room is pretty happy to be there and getting ready to wrestle. Everyone's wanting the same goal, and I just like having people around there like that.
How did kind of having to take a step back while you were recovering from your injury, how did that kind of help you reset mentally and physically and prepare you for your opportunity now?
I think it helped me a lot mentally because, without those doctors that I had, 5-10 years ago, I would have been done with wrestling. I know a lot of guys that wish they would have competed in future wrestling events and that were really good, and concussions took them out of the sport, and no one knew about it. And now we have doctors that can find a cure for it. I'm blessed to have that now, and so almost just taking everything as not for granted and take everything one at a time. And it's still a sport, it's still our choice. I love the sport and it's my life, and if you love your life, then you love the sport.
Outside of the impact you can make in winning matches, obviously, what kind of role have you taken in the room around the guys? You're more of a veteran now, right? You have a season under your belt. When you look back last year, at the Cy Hawk, you were very expressive on the mat side with your teammates. Talk about that aspect.
I'm pretty intense, I'm really like a fun guy, but when we're in our job and our work, I get really intense, and I like that. That's who I am as a person. That's who I am as a wrestler. But you gotta be patient at the same time, and so you gotta understand everyone's not like me. No one wants to go run forever, and just listen to an audiobook. That's not everyone's forte, but I know that a lot of guys love it here, and they love wrestling, and I just want to embrace that.
Seems
What are
like
you
the
listening to?
What?
What audiobook do you listen
Right now, Ultra Learning by Scott H. something. I forgot his last name, but it's a great book.
Well, I was going to ask, and it might be completely off base, but it feels like the way you described yourself before with your intensity, you were kind of like the Hulk after you changed and you can't change back, and now you had a laboratory to work
Yeah,
with.
I'm like
You're
Dr. Hulk.
Banner.
Yeah, Dr. Hulk,
You
yeah.
can turn it on and turn it off.
Yeah. I think that's what I had to find the balance of, and I would be over one way, over another way. Now it's almost like there is a balance in my life, but my balance is way different than it was before.
Gotcha.
Who influences that? Is it the coaches? Is it your teammates? Is it just being at Iowa State? What helps?
I think just the coaches here, they've done a lot of what I wanted to do. I want to do in the sport, and having them here. And a lot of it was just talking to myself, just finding who I am as a person, and if I'm going to dive deep, do it how you want to do it. And I'm really intense, so I like to do it really intensely.
Thanks, Cody.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thanks,
Cody.
Cody. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.